None. The proposed budget of the aforementioned agencies is now in order. Senator De La Rosa is recognized to sponsor and to intervene with the budget of the aforementioned agencies. Senator Ejercito, you may proceed, Senator De La Rosa.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, for the record, your Senate Committee on Finance recommended budget for the Department of National Defense and its attached agencies is 265 billion 989 million 245,000 pesos, distributed as follows: Office of the Secretary, Government Arsenal, National Defense College of the Philippines, Office of the Civil Defense, Philippine Veterans Affairs Office, Veterans Memorial Medical Center, Armed Forces of the Philippines, Philippine Army, Philippine Air Force, Philippine Navy, General Headquarters, AFP and AFP-wide services support units. In addition, Mr. President, the recommended budget for the revised AFP modernization program as a special purpose fund is 40 billion pesos. That's all, Mr. President, and I'm ready to answer the questions from the good Senator J.B. Ejercito.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, we have a duty first to our troops who risk their lives daily and stand guard over our homeland. We must ensure that they have the resources and equipment to accomplish their mission. Dapat sana ay kung napupundo ng tama't maayos ang ating modernization program ay nasa Horizon 3 na tayo ng AFP modernization. We are not aiming to become or to match an aggressor's military might. Hindi naman natin kayang tapatan ang China, no? What we are aiming for is at least to have that minimum credible defense posture and fully mission capable for territorial defense of our country. Pero paano natin maabot ito kung taon-taon ay nababawasan ang budget para sa modernisasyon? This investment in our national security is an investment to our future, our sovereignty, and more importantly to our men in uniform. Mr. President, let me begin by saying that we staunchly support the good sponsor of the DND's budget by my colleague, Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa, in his critical mission to restore the 10 billion peso budget cut and even augment, if necessary, essential for the success of the AFP's modernization program. This aim is in line with the spirit of the revised AFP Modernization Act, which prescribes an annual appropriation of at least 75 billion pesos in the General Appropriations Act. Mahigit isang dekada na mula nang naipasa natin ang revised AFP Modernization Law, ngunit hindi pa natin ni minsan na nakumpleto ang iniakdang batas na 75 million para sa modernisasyon ng ating sandataang lakas. Kadalasan pa, Ginoong Pangulo, ito po ay nakakaltasan o nababawasan. And that explains probably, Mr. President, why we are delayed, so much delayed in our AFP modernization program. Again, I reiterate my full support to the approval of the budget of the Department of National Defense, attached agencies, and the AFP modernization program. With the indulgence of the sponsor, just like to ask some questions. Considering the ambitious goals of Horizon 3 of the modernization program, a 10 billion peso budget reduction poses a significant challenge. To help the Senate understand the potential consequences, could the DND provide and the AFP provide a detailed scenario outlining how this reduction of 10 billion pesos would impact our priority acquisitions? Specifically, could you address which specific projects or capabilities within the Navy, the Air Force, or Army would be most affected by this budget reduction? For example, would it delay the acquisition of new ships, our multi-role fighters, or our critical defense, our missile systems that are intended for our external defense?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. President, Uh, uh, there will be 7 projects affected by the reduction of 10 billion from our AFP modernization funds. 7 projects, Your Honor.
Can the honor, probably can you state, Mr. Sponsor, what projects are these? Not in detail, no? We know that these are probably, some are confidential, but generally, what are these 7 projects? Are they from the Navy, our vessels, our brigades?
Mr. President, not to be very much specific, these are projects concerning cyber systems and projects for forward support equipments and aviation engineering equipments, additional aircraft, joint tactical combat vehicles, and radar basing support systems. So ito yung 7 projects that would be impacted by the reduction of our modernization fund by 10 billion pesos.
Just for the record, Mr. President, as of October 2024, there are still 17 remaining projects under Horizon 1. No, ito na po yung Horizon 1, meron pa hong 17 remaining. There are 75 projects under Horizon 2 and 37 projects are under Horizon 3. So kung mababawasan pa tayo ng 10 billion, another 7 would be added. So Mr. President, may we know the timeline for the completion of the other projects? Siguro sa Horizon 1, may mga 17 pa at 75 sa Horizon 2. Can this be completed so that we can already focus on Horizon 3?
Yeah, Mr. President, for an update, because once we get the data right now, the following month, nagbabago na naman yan because progressive yung implementation ng mga Horizon projects natin. Just to inform Your Honor, just to inform the good gentleman from San Juan, for Horizon 1, we are already 99% complete. So it is composed of 53 projects and it can be 100%. Yung remaining 1% will be completed by 2026. And for Horizon 2, we are already 23% complete. And it will be 56% complete by 2029. And it is composed of 98 projects. Medyo mas marami kasi ito, kaya ang completion rate is medyo mabagal. But still, we expect by 2029, magiging 56% na ito. And for Horizon 3, right now, kung ang timeline na pag-uusapan natin, nasa Horizon 3 na tayo because Horizon 3 is 2023 to 2027. But still, we are 0 completion rate. Wala pa tayong na-completo dyan sa Horizon 3. And for this year, we have, because, yes, sir. Because this year lang na-approve yung Horizon, re-horizoning. This year lang. So, wala pa tayong nagawa.
Mr. President, our honorable sponsor, dapat nga po, no, nabanggit nyo that dapat 2023 pa lang, Horizon 3 na tayo, that focusing on our external defense already, dapat 2023, especially now with the precarious situation in the West Philippine Sea. As I mentioned earlier, we are not here, hindi naman natin inaambisyon na tapatan po ang China in terms of military might. Sila po ay superpower, tayo po ay third world country. But again, we do support, of course, the aim of the armed forces to have that minimum credible defense posture. Ang kinalulungkot ko lang, Mr. Sponsor, Mr. President, every year that I have been here in the Senate, the AFP modernization budget always takes a cut. And probably this is one of the reasons kaya na-delay na. 2020 dapat nasa Horizon 3 tayo, pero kung niyo po mapapansin, Mr. President, na may Horizon 1 pang naiwan, may Horizon 2 pang medyo marami, and another budget cut ang natanggap po natin mula sa HGAB, no? So, and as you mentioned, Mr. Sponsor, that 7 projects will again be affected. So, madidelay na naman further ang ating pong Horizon 3 AFP modernization, which is very important right now, especially in the sensitive situation in the West Philippine Sea. I would just like to ask, I know for a fact that we have new frigates already, some new vessels coming, new corvettes, no, that are coming. Can we request the department to provide this committee, the Senate committee, with an update on the anticipated delivery and timelines of these vessels? Kasi pong kailangan po, sa aking pagkakalam, Mr. President, Your Honor, is that when you have new vessels, no, halimbawa po may mga frigates tayo, may mga bagong corvettes and other vessels, kailangan po meron pong support base po ito. Di ba? Ang dati pong base ay nasa Sangli, pero nagkaroon ho ako, Mr. President, Mr. Sponsor, ng pagkakataon, I joined the ride, dahil ako po isang rider, nung pong Ride for West Philippine Sea, at napunta po kami roon sa dating Hyundai shipbuilding facility, which is now being rented by the Philippine Navy. Am I correct, Mr. Sponsor?
Yes, you're correct, Your Honor. We are renting that for in the tune of 1 billion per year.
Yun na nga po. I was so surprised because I saw our most modern vessels there. No? Nandun po yung mga, yung dalawa natin pinakabagong frigates, nakadaong, and yung BRP Tarlac and the BRP Andres Bonifacio nandun. Tsaka, at napansin ko lang ho, sabi ko 1 billion a year. Medyo malaki pong halaga yon. And I saw nothing. No, nandun po sila, but there are no, meron ho parang hangar, na walang laman, tapos wala ring magazines, walang battery, but kumbaga, we are paying, or we will be paying 1 billion pesos, but we still have a lot to build in that facility. Kumbaga, nakadaong lang yun, pero wala talaga yung necessary support that is needed for our naval vessels, particularly our modern frigates and our corvettes that are coming. Tama ho ba, Your Honor?
Yes, you're correct, Mr. President, Your Honor.
That's why I ask for the timeline be given to us for the delivery timelines of the new, for the remaining frigates, corvettes, and the others, because Mr. President, we are spending 1 billion pesos, no? And I don't think that base, that is really conducive to be a naval base, kasi nga po walang laman eh. It is for a shipbuilding facility. Hindi po siya designed to be a naval base. Ang nice, what if, because I happen to defend the Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority's budget, it was a former base, naval base of the US Navy. Meron po siyang port, kumpleto po doon. May mga magazines, may mga bunker, meron pong airport, no, yung QB. Will the Defense Department or the Armed Forces, would you look at Subic probably become as an option to become a joint base? Kasi po may airport na for the Air Force, and it can be a naval operating base that would be that will give the support to our new vessels, our modern vessels, no? Yung ating po mga frigates and corvettes.
Yes, Mr. President, if you can recall, no, before this agency, you defended budget of SBMA. At napag-usapan natin doon sa director ng chairman ng SBMA kung pwede din ilipat doon yung basing ng ating Philippine Navy. And he was quite optimistic, di ba sabi niya? Pero may mas maganda pa palang plano ang Department of National Defense as shared to me right now by the good secretary. Yung sa atin, we were hoping na from 1 billion annual rentals, baka mapababa natin kung ilipat doon sa loob by one half, by 500 billion. Pero yung kanilang plano ng DND pala mas maganda is they are awaiting the signature of the President for that presidential proclamation, making a portion of SBMA as their naval base. So, medyo mabawasan ang gasto, Mr. President.
Well, that's good to hear.
Your
Naisip ko na po kasi po ako po I so happen to defend the SBMA's budget and I have been very supportive of the armed forces. Sabi ko it's kasi pag SBMA pinag-usapan, dati pong naval base, kumpleto na po, no? With 1 billion pesos that we are paying every year for a former shipyard shipbuilding facility which is not really designed, no, to be a service facility or a support facility for our naval vessels. Sabi nga, no, kanina na nag-usap tayo and I opened the idea to the chairman of the SBMA. I think it will be a win-win situation for the armed forces, for the Defense Department, and the SBMA as well. Sabi ko, yung 1 billion, kahit ba kalahati na lang mapunta sa inyo for rental and others, di ilang locators na ho yun, no? Ready, nandun na po. And then with the extra savings that we have, that could be used by the Defense Department or the armed forces to improve the facilities further. So at least magkakaroon yung ating po mga bagong frigates, yung mga corvette na darating, mabibigyan na natin ng necessary support, the necessary support that is needed so that they can function better. No? And with the situation right now in the West Philippine Sea, for our improvement of our external defense, it will be a good idea to have a joint base with the Air Force there, our Navy, nandun na po yung mga port, nandun yung meron tayong yung QB Airport and probably the Army, probably your NOLCO, pwede na ilipat doon kung kumpleto na. And yung po kasing Clark, a former US Air Base also, may retention area for as a military base. Itong SBMA, I'm glad that the Secretary already mentioned that the President would already issue an order, no, for an area. Dapat talaga may retention area, dati itong base for military base. So with that, Mr. Sponsor, Mr. President, I would be glad to facilitate this meeting with SBMA. Total, hindi naman sila pwedeng humindi. Kung hindi natin sila tutulungan sa budget nila. But likewise, as I mentioned to the chairman of the SBMA, it will be a win-win situation both for the Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority, for the DND, and our Armed Forces of the Philippines. Importante po magkaroon tayo ng joint base that will house all the major commands. Of course, yung ating pong Air Force, Navy, and Army would be in one base, Mr. Chair. Nandun na po ang ready na po, may mga magazines, may mga bunkers, again, and other facilities.
And including our submarines. We can base our submarines there.
Actually, naka-ready na po. If we, in the future, if we really are to acquire a submarine, it will really require a base of its own, no? To serve as a support facility for the submarines that we will be acquiring later on. So I think Subic is really the most ideal to be a base. And be rest assured to the DND family and the armed forces that we will work on this. I am glad to work on this, and if necessary, if I would support the retention of the 10 billion budget cuts, and if necessary, I would like to augment so that already we can already start with that joint base that is need that we would want to establish in Subic right away. Mr. President, Your Honor.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Mr. President, in the proper time, I think you and me can make
Yes.
the proper amendment to this budget during the period of amendment.
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. President, I would be glad to support your amendment. Likewise, I'll make my own amendment also to augment further, aside from proposing that the 10 billion budget cut be restored. I would really propose that the budget of the armed forces AFP modernization be augmented so that we can catch up already with the Horizon 3. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Sponsor.
Thank you for your concern to the armed forces of the Philippines, Your Honor. Mr. President.
Mr. President, next to interpolate would be the Deputy Minority Leader, Senator Risa Ontiveros. I move that she be recognized.
We recognize Senator Risa Ontiveros.
Salamat, Mr. President, at magandang hapon, maayong hapon, good sponsor, kay Secretary, sa good Chief of Staff at buong D&D family. So, as already mentioned by Senator JV, included in the 2025 GAA is 50 billion pesos for the revised AFP modernization program and 84.31 billion pesos for the AFP retirees and veterans pensions. Now, I hate to put these numbers side by side, but have we also benchmarked our allocations for military modernization against that spent by other countries in the region for the same purpose? Kung oo, then paano po tayo nagko-compare sa kanila, good sponsor, Mr. President?
Mr. President, Your Honor, our defense to GDP spending is one of the lowest in the region.
And sa loob po ng universal na defense spending na yon as a percentage sa GDP, sabi nga one of the lowest sa region natin, na-disaggregate po ba yung para sa modernization spending or hindi pa po, Mr. President?
It's incorporated, Mr. President, Your Honor.
Yeah. 29 trillion. Okay. 50 billion is how many percent of 29 trillion? I'm guessing.
We are still computing, Your Honor.
Salamat
Mr.
para
President.
doon,
Yeah.
good sponsor. I think that disaggregated data makakatulong din po sa atin. Paano nga po year on year, suportahan as far as we can yung pagkamit ng mga targets ng modernization program from horizon to horizon, Mr. President.
Mr. President, Your Honor, the disaggregated amount of the modernization program is amounting to 0.17 of the GDP.
0.17% lang po sa GDP.
0.17% of the GDP.
So na hindi po 1%. Apo,
No, yeah, very far, very far.
very
because
far po.
We need 80.83 to make it 1%.
That's right, Mr. President. Good sponsor.
Marunong sa mata, kala nyo ha.
Baka akala nung resource persons natin, sila lang may mathematicians. Meron din naman po tayo kahit sa Senate minority. Pero salamat
Thank
po
you,
para
Your Honor.
doon.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Opo, salamat po para doon, good sponsor. And siguro dahil nasabi na earlier na yung overall defense spending natin to GDP ay isa sa pinakamababa sa ating rehiyon, malamang ito pong disaggregated na 0.17% lamang para sa military modernization ay ganon din, isa sa pinakamababa sa ating rehiyon. And I think moving forward po, illuminating para sa atin pag-aralan yon, hindi lang para sa competition sa ibang mga bansa dito sa ating rehiyon, although paminsan-minsan we need to face those problems of conflict resolution na yun na nga meron po tayong credible defense posture, pero papunta rin sa possible future na of common defense sa ating region. So gusto natin, we bring to the table equal to or almost equal yung dala rin po ng ating mga kasamang bansa sa ating rehiyon. So, and just for the record, good sponsor, Mr. President, as for the pension issue, I believe this is something for Congress to resolve. But we'd also like an update sa mga susunod na deliberations natin as to the current sentiments of our pensioners and active duty personnel. So, good sponsor, we currently live in a very volatile period of history with various conflicts around the globe boiling hot and some simmering just under the surface. While we wish it was otherwise, we can at least try to learn as much as we can from them. And current conflicts seem to underline the importance of drones, including naval drones and anti-drone warfare, guided munitions, and air defense systems. Yung procurement po natin, paano po ito nai-inform ng current developments sa military affairs, Mr. President?
Based on current.
Your Honor, the Re-Horizon 3 is based on CADC, Comprehensive Archipelagic Defense Concept, which is based on current threats and future threats. So, kasama na dyan ang deployment ng drones pag kinakailangan. And for the information of the body, yung drone technology is already being used by our armed forces.
Okay.
Your Honor, Mr. President.
All right. That's good to be updated on that, good sponsor. At pati yung fact na sa maraming moving parts sa ating national defense and in particular yung modernization, na pati yung Re-Horizon 3 nagpapatunay na hindi static kundi dynamic yung programa at yung proseso ng pagpo-program sa modernization ay based din sa isang bagong konsepto na fino-forward ng Defense Department sa ating publiko, yung CADC nga. And maganda po naka-angkla yon sa konsepto ng pagdepensa bilang archipelago. And I appreciate na fina-factor in hindi lang yung current threats, pero yung future threats na kaya pong i-anticipate ng Defense Department. And specifically po, good sponsor, anong mga programa ang pinopondohan natin para siguruhin na hindi man natin maunahan or hindi man natin masabayan lagi, pero yung hindi man tayo masyadong nalalayo, nape-pace pa rin natin yung ating peers at lalo na yung ating mga competitors sa usapin ng drone warfare, Mr. President?
Yung una, Mr. Chair, Your Honor, yung command and control domain awareness. Para alam natin kung saan ang threat at saan natin paggagamitan ng in a coordinated manner, Your Honor.
Responses natin, systems natin, drones, pwede natin sa mga vessels or other platforms.
Pangalawa, yung air defense system natin, andyan na yung drones at saka yung mga radars, ISR and airborne detection platforms.
Kasi ang drone purpose for intelligence, ISR.
Because the drones have two purpose, dual purpose. For ISR, and threat neutralization. And these are factored in our Re-Horizon 3, Your Honor.
Salamat, good sponsor, para sa sagot na iyon. At least kahit sa isang civilian tulad ko, mukhang naiintindihan na kompleto yung mga factors at mga programang pinopondohan at gustong pondohan natin, mula awareness hanggang sa depensa, hanggang sa hanggat kaya natin yung threat neutralization, and muli bumabalik siya dun sa re-horizoning. Also, in line with our self-reliant defense posture, anong mga programa ang pinopondohan natin para siguraduhin na kaya nating i-produce domestically yung mga vital equipment na kailangan natin para sa national defense, Mr. President?
Of what we need. The best source for this.
As of now, Mr. President, Your Honor, wala pa kasi we are taking on an inventory sa lahat ng ating mga kung anong meron tayo at anong kailangan natin. So at anong capabilities ng mga manufacturer. And in your chairman's own little way, I saw to it that every budget season, nasusuportahan natin yung pinaka-basic na pangangailangan ng ating infantryman, yung ating yung government arsenal, ay talagang sinusuportahan ko palagi yan talaga every budget deliberation para pinaka-basic talaga yung kailangan natin ng bala. And yung program natin sa GA, Your Honor, is for higher capabilities. Like mortars, 105, 155, and other munitions for higher caliber, Your Honor.
Salamat, good sponsor. At sana po habang nagpapatuloy ito, so may inventory sa ating capabilities, and ayun, malaking bagay, yung essential na basic na pangangailangan ay sinusubukan po nating siguruhin, no, budget to budget, na bunga ng inventory na ginagawa ng DND at ng AFP, ma-match din po ito sa mga domestic manufacturers natin na either may kakayahan na or may desire at may intensyon na i-develop o ilaan yung mga kakayahan nila para sa domestic production ng ating national defense equipment. Para hindi lang tayo sa gobyerno, pati po yung private sector ay pwedeng magtulungan para makamit ng ating bansa yung self-reliant defense posture, Mr. President.
Yes, Your Honor, if I may, right now, meron tayong mga collaboration with the DOST
Ayun.
para ma-harness natin yung capability ng DOST as far as science and technology is concerned to the benefit of our national defense. So marami po, siguro sa kuwan na lang ito, pwede ko i-discuss sa executive session dahil baka mabulabog yung ating mga plano.
Sige po, wag po nating bulabugin, Mr. President. We appreciate po yung dagdag na input na yon. O tama naman po, bukod sa DND and DTI, halimbawa,
Yes.
DND at saka DOST sa isang interagency na inventory and then ramping up ng capacities ng ating ekonomiya.
Yeah, and even the DTI, Your Honor, Mr. President, they are volunteering to help the Defense Department just in case, although, kung pa ito, long shot pa ito, pero just in case, matuloy yung ating mandatory ROTC program, yung DTI, nag-propose na sila ng maganda mga textile na gagamitin at a lower cost using our local raw materials. Walang importation. Local lang, yung gamit yung bamboo. Gagamit ang bamboo para pag uniforme ng ating mga ROTC cadets. And maganda po ang feedback ng ibang mga agency. They are willing to help the Department of National Defense.
Salamat, good sponsor. That's good to hear. Hindi na lang muna ako magko-comment sa mandatory ROTC bill. Saka na lang sa
Alam ko na,
plenary
Your Honor.
deliberations po natin.
Your Honor, okay lang.
Pero
Thank you.
maigi po na kahit doon, kasi pwede namang ilaan sa ibang mga aspeto ng modernization program natin at yung pagsisiguro sa mga basic na pangangailangan. Maganda po na, ayun, kahit sa textiles, nagde-develop po tayo ng
just to
damit sa ating
interject
mga kasundaluhan.
with
Yes,
the-
Mr.
with the
Yes,
permission of
Senator
of,
Francis
Deputy
Tolentino.
Minority Leader as well as the
Senator Francis
sponsor.
Tolentino is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just to
If I may, before Senator Tolentino, I just would like to correct myself. I think it's not really DTI, but I think this is under the functional grouping of DTI. I think. DOST pala. Philippine Textile Research Institute. Baka nakikinig sila ngayon, magalit sa akin. Iba yung ni-recognize ko sa effort nila. Philippine Textile Research Institute, sila yung nagbo-volunteer para sa ROTC program ni Senator Tolentino. Thank you, Your Honor.
It's called the
President-
ROTC Games of Senator Tolentino.
just to, because I heard the ROTC a while ago, just to underscore this, the ROTC bill now is considered as a mandatory measure, part of LEDAC's top tier measure, Mr. President. And I totally agree with the good sponsor that indeed there are government agencies willing to help defray some of the initial costs that would be involved, not just the textile, there is a textile unit of the DOST, but even the manufacture of combat shoes,
Correct.
Mr. President. So I totally agree with the sentiments, and that would perhaps disabuse the minds of all listeners right now that it would be expensive to really jumpstart this program. Ang sabi po nung mga ilang nakausap ko, payag na sila na nakamaong lang at naka-t-shirt na puti para matuloy po ito. So just to have that spread into the records, Mr. President, the ROTC program will not be that expensive, and that other government agencies, specifically the DOST and others, would be willing to help. Yun lamang po, Mr. President.
Thank you, Majority Leader. And with that information coming from the Majority Leader himself, that the mandatory ROTC mission